Your home inspection is not the final word. And the moment you treat it like it is, it can cost you five figures. Because buried in almost every home inspection report is one sentence most people read right past. And it's the one sentence that where all the money is won or lost. Hi, I'm David Moore with Paragon Home Team on the Chesapeake, serving Annapolis, Kent Island, and the eastern shore of Maryland. So, over 20 years in real estate and over 800 closings. And in that time, I can tell you the deals that go sideways almost never blow up over something nobody saw. They blow up over something the inspector flagged that nobody chased down. So, let me walk you through exactly how it happens and how you can make sure it never happens to you. So, here's the thing nobody explains to buyers up front. A home inspector is a generalist, and that's on purpose. Their job is to walk the house, check out the roof, HVAC, electrical, plumbing, foundation, windows, everything like that, and flag anything that looks off. What their job is not is to give you the final diagnosis on any one of these systems. This is not a knock on inspectors. It's done this way by design. They're basically the smoke detector, not the fire department. So when you get a report and you see a listing that says something like, or maybe what you'll see is recommend evaluation by a licensed contractor or licensed roofer or a licensed HVAC technician or appropriate tradesman. That's not filler. That's the single most important sentence in the document and the red flag that they've noticed for you. It's the inspector telling you, I've gone as far as my job and certification allows me to go. Now you need to bring in a person who can tell you exactly what's going on. Now, watch what happens when that recommendation gets ignored. It burns you one of two ways, and both are expensive. Way number one, you panic. The report says possible issue with the roof, and instead of getting a roofer out there, everybody starts negotiating off of a guess. You chase down a big credit for a problem that no one's verified. And sometimes you get the credit and you've spent your negotiating capital on a phantom issue. And sometimes the specialist would have came out and said, the fix was a fraction of what you fought for. And you're negotiating blind, and blind is expensive. In way number two, which is way worse, you assume it's minor. So nobody chases it down. You don't hire the licensed contractor, you get to closing, you get the keys, and 3 months later, the real problem shows up. And now it's yours. There's no seller to negotiate with anymore. That flag line you skipped, you just bought it full price. Same mistake, skipping the specialist, two ways to lose. Either way, you pay for that problem that wasn't there or you inherited one that was. So if you're buying a waterfront property, which we have a lot of those around here, and we help a lot of buyers and sellers with this gets even bigger. A generalist inspector is going to flag maybe a bulkhead, a pier, shoreline, drainage, maybe some spotting or what they say is microbial growth on the joist inside of the crawl space. But whether that's a weekend fix or a permitting project that takes months and costs big money, that's a specialist question. Maybe a marine contractor or an environmental specialist or a mold specialist, or it's a critical area question. If you skip that evaluation on a waterfront property, that number you didn't chase down isn't just five figures anymore. It can be a whole lot more. So here's what a good agent does. And honestly, it's the whole job. A good agent doesn't let you negotiate off of a guess. And a good agent doesn't let you walk away from a house over a guess either. They stop and say, hey, before we do anything and before we ask for a dime or get scared off, we need to get the specialist out here to really evaluate this, because that assessment is the one thing that tells you three things you actually need: what's really going wrong, what it really costs to fix, and whether there's a real problem at all. And sometimes that specialist saves the deal and turns a scary situation into a line item that's only $500 and an afternoon to fix. And now you're buying a house that you wanted, that you almost walked away from. And sometimes that specialist saves you from a deal and shows you that should have you running away from the house. So both of these are wins. Both of these come from chasing down the one line item in every inspection report on every red flag that most people skip. So 20 years in this business, I can tell you the pattern is clear to me. The transactions that go wrong almost always trace back to a single flagged item that nobody insisted on running down. So that's what I do on every deal. I chase it before it costs you. There's no sales pitch. That's just what representation is supposed to mean. So when that home inspector says excessive granular loss on that roof, or they say that floor joist looks compromised, the first thing we do is get the appropriate licensed tradesman out there to evaluate that and find out what's really going on. So here's what to do with this. If you're buying anywhere around Annapolis, Kent Island, or on the Eastern Shore, comment the word inspect down below or shoot me a message and I'll send you my buyer inspection checklist. The exact findings, that means stop or call a specialist before signing anything at all. It's free and it'll save somebody thousands of dollars. And whoever you end up hiring, me or if it's someone else, hire the agent who insists that you contact that specialist, just like the home inspector recommended. Don't work off of guesses or assumptions or numbers that have no facts behind them. The one habit that's worth more than any commission you'll ever pay, and it's something that will be very helpful. So I'm going to continue this series because I see a lot of things out there that buyers and sellers really need to know what's going on, and I'll show you exactly how this works. So this is just the first lesson in this series, so we're going to keep this up, and I hope to see you on the next one. Don't forget to drop a comment below or message me directly, or you can always call me at 410-777-5848 if you have any questions about buying or selling.